Welcome back, everybody. As we are talking, it's actually 7:05 Central Time on Sunday the 9th. I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning because I ran the Chicago Marathon this morning. So this is my little summary video of the whole experience, starting with the expo, which I went to on Friday, which was a wonderful experience. If you've never had an opportunity to be able to experience that for yourself, it is a bunch of vendors that are selling running related items. In addition, you have to pick up your packet pickups. Nike is the official sponsor, so they have a whole lot of stuff that is branded with the Chicago Marathon on there. So I went around and purchasing some stuff when I was at the expo and stuff I needed for the race, such as like energy chews that I like to eat during the race. I took some pictures of that, and I took some pictures of the event itself this morning. Took some pictures of me and my friends. Probably didn't maybe. Well, I think I probably will add those as I'm like kind of filming this. I haven't decided whether or not I want to be able to add those since I don't really have their permission to add them to my YouTube channel. But I have some pictures of me that I'll be able to add on there. But over the weekend, I stopped by the local card shop and picked up some new top loaders to fit these giant cards from the 1964 tops, because I just think they looked a little bit better than the one I had for Willie Mays, and I didn't have one for the Luis Aparicio. And I bought some extras as I continue to build that set. And then on Sunday, like I said, I got up at 4 in the morning. Left the house about 5 o'clock, drove down to the city of Chicago, which took me about 40 minutes to be able to do that. Parked and then started walking over to our starting corrals. The corrals are going to be divided based on your previous marathon times or the times you've submitted based on half marathons. Starting with A, and I don't even know the last letter they end with, but I was in corral D, so I was in the first wave. It's actually in the last corral of the first wave, which is a group that starts in the 7:30 to 8 o'clock block. I think the first marathon I did, I may have been able to sneak into D. I may have been like maybe E or something like that back in 2014 at Chicago Marathon. This is the sixth one I did. But mostly I've been between B and D over the years. That's been based on previous experiences and times that I've achieved at the marathon. But I started with some of my friends. We started together and I ran together with them for the better part of probably the first 16 miles, and then we started separating a little bit. Had a pretty good experience. Back in the spring, I got kind of injured because I did hit overtraining syndrome. That's actually like kind of a real thing, even though I know syndrome isn't officially a formal diagnosis, but I was able to check off every little box as a symptom for overtraining syndrome. So I was just happy to be able to get to the start line. I was happy to be able to participate today. Didn't really have a solid target in mind, although as the day approached, the weather was getting better and better for marathon running. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's try and like see if we can go between 3:25 and 3:30. And I was holding that for up to about mile 20, and then I started falling off. They call that the bonk, or hitting the wall at mile 20, which is what a lot of runners experience at that point. Good marathons. I've blown right through that wall, and that's when you kind of know you really got it. So when you hit the mile 20 and you feel great and you keep your pace and maybe even speed up, that's when you know you got it. Bad marathons, that's when you start knowing like something's off. Your muscles are starting to tighten. You're starting to get really thirsty, and your heart rate starts to elevate. So I had all three of those symptoms by the time I got to mile 20. So unfortunately, I did do a little walking on the last 10 kilometers, which I really didn't want to do going into this. So I lost my sub 3:30 goal at that point. I finished with a 3:40. I did rebound pretty well and run the last 2 miles, more or less, without stopping at that point. So I was pretty proud that I rebounded on it. If it was a hotter day, I may have had a really hard time finishing those last 6 miles, and I'm glad that it wasn't. But it was a great experience, as always. If you've never run a world marathon major, and Chicago is one of the world marathon majors, it's just amazing seeing a world-class city put on an event of that size. There's like over 40,000 runners that participate in this event, and so many volunteers that make it just a wonderful experience. You go through all the neighborhoods throughout Chicagoland. You don't go through, obviously, every single one of them, but you hit a lot of the key ones on the north side, leading back into downtown. and heading out to the west side. You do pass the United Center, which where the Bulls and Hawks play, and then you head up towards the south side. And this year they changed the route a little bit, so you didn't actually get pretty close to Comiskey Park like you did in previous years, or whatever it's called now, Guaranteed Rate Field. But if you're local, you still call it Comiskey Park. And then you start heading back, obviously, on Michigan Avenue, and you kind of go up Roosevelt Road once you finally get to that, leading into Grant Park again, and that's where you kind of finish the race. It's a really cool experience if you've never done it before. If you're a new marathon runner, if you do that experience, you're just going to be full of adrenaline when you did it. There's so much music and activity on the course that you can't help but getting excited. If you're more of a seasoned marathon runner like myself, those things are still wonderful to see, but they don't bring you the same adrenaline rush. At least they don't for me. You get a little bit more focused internally on how you're doing, which is sometimes I wasn't thinking when I ran it for the first time, or even the second time that I did it back in 2016, when I actually got my best marathon time to date of a 3:18. So as I mentioned, I did a 3:40 today. Would have liked to have been closer to 3:30, but I'm not going to complain. This is the medal we got. Comes with this ribbon that comes attached to it. I actually knew the person that actually gave me the medal. This is full of a lot of different landmarks that throughout the city of Chicago that are listed on here. They change the design of the medal every single year. And see, like the Ferris wheel of Navy Pier, and they also have, I think they have the Music Box Theater in here somewhere listed. The lions that are by the Art Museum. By no means do you pass every single one of these things as you go through the marathon, but they're just kind of added to the medal this year. Pretty sharp looking item, I think, for the most part. And every finisher gets it. It's just not every participant, but it's every finisher. So pretty happy to do that. And I'll show you some pictures, like what I took kind of before and after the race. I didn't take my pictures during the race. I did have a little mishap where I did fall. At one point, I tripped over a man cover around like mile 21. That's when I started hitting the wall, so I started shuffling my feet. And if you're a seasoned runner that's kind of run marathons or run that long, I think you can all relate to that experience where you're not lifting your feet in the ways you probably do because your legs are just so fatigued, and like your hips and your quadriceps and even sometimes a little bit of your hamstrings. So you're not like lifting the legs as you may want to, and you start shuffling. That leaves you prone to tripping over things, and I went down pretty quick right before mile 21, just like that. I fell right on my side and kind of rolled a little bit. Fortunately, I didn't get any serious injury. Then I met with my family and friends afterwards, and we had a drink at a local brewery over here. And one of my good friends, Ravi, you've seen on the channel before, dropped this off to me and said, "Hey, congratulations on running the marathon. I'm going to give you a box of Topps Heritage." So that's going to be our retail rip of the month. I know I haven't done it every month, but I'm happy to be able to kind of share this one with you. And it's a product that's been on the market, obviously, since March. So it's not like a recent retail rip of the month. I guess that would probably be more like Topps Chrome. But I don't have any of that to share with you at this point. It's Series 1. They don't have Series 2 out yet, which I think that'll be more of like a November, December release. I'm not quite sure because they're still a little delayed on their releases. I know that like December has been the last few years they did it. I think Series 2 came out in 2019, right around like late November, early December. In 2020, it actually barely made a 2020 release, even though it had the date on there. It came out on New Year's Eve that day. I have a little hard time opening it. I wish I would have had a pen or my box cutter out, but I don't. I'm afraid if I try and open that now without it, it actually will knock the camera down because it's leaning up against the drawer where I have those things. Give me another second to do this one, and I'll pick this up. I think I got it opened up enough now where I might be able to start ripping it a little bit. So I think the big one in Heritage that people were looking for was the Wander Franco when it first came out. I remember seeing like some crazy prices on some of the color variations of that card at certain card shows I went to in like March and April. I'm sorry, this box is really proving kind of difficult to open without like a box cutter. I kind of don't want to grab that, as I kind of mentioned before. Try to look around the room, see if I have anything to be able to open this up. All right, I'm gonna take the pin off my marathon bib because I think that's the only thing that's gonna be able to do it. So I hope you're enjoying the humor in here, because I sure am. This is gonna be able to do it because I have the pen. So I'm gonna rip through this little section right here, which actually has proven to be much more fickle than I anticipated. All right, so we got our little penny sleeves. So let's see if we can kind of get it out of here. So this is a design of the 73 set. And I just got to say, thank you for all of you guys watching those complete set presentations. The 67 set has really been the most popular one, and just people continue to watch it each and every day. Which I knew it was a popular set, but I had no idea how many people would be looking up that set as they're kind of building things. All right, so we got Guerrero, Trey Turner, Aaron Judge on there, Tatis, who obviously didn't play, DeGrom, Ohtani. I think those are the big ones that are on there. If they had to redo it now, they might put the big names of the year, which also would include probably Albert Pujols. Man, it was kind of a disappointment that Albert Pujols didn't get a chance to at least go through a game 3. That was kind of a bummer, you know, as a Cardinal fan, but also a huge Albert Pujols fan. It was kind of hard to watch. That was, you know, how he and Yachty kind of went out, and maybe Wainwright. It just blew it on Friday, and then they were very silent on Saturday. But kudos to the Phillies, man. They really stepped it up. All right, so we got 6 here, 8 packets to be able to put together. So all right, let's see what we got. You know, Hot Box is going to have the purple chrome cards. It's probably going to have maybe an insert or 2 in a Heritage box, but it's mostly base cards. Some of the big things are short prints you might be able to pull from this. We have to turn over the cards to be able to see what the short prints might be, which are going to be 400 to 500. That they got Salvador Perez on here, Bryce Harper. I do kind of like that. Ohtani's have different players that are featured on there. Bogarts, Endeavors, are some of the players that are on the designs of at least Series 1. All right, we're going to start with the Bryce Harper pack. Maybe it's a little good mojo since he had a really big hit yesterday in the playoff game. So let's get this started. Let's get this show on the road. These are going to be the 1973 design, which I've shared with you before. And it looks like we do have a red chrome card, and it's a White Sox. All right, we got Mike Zunino, Willie Adames, Abraham Toro, Anthony Rendon, Justin Upton, and here's the Liam Hendriks. It's a red chrome card, and that's pretty awesome. And he's like the one White Sox that actually had a really solid season. He and Dylan Cease were probably the ones that really lived up to their billing this past season. These are going to be numbered out of 573. So let's put that together. Let's put a nice little penny sleeve on that one. That is really cool as a White Sox fan. Getting a Liam Hendriks card. I know the closers aren't quite the stars that they once were. But Liam Hendriks is kind of in that mold of the great closers like in the 90s and 80s. Would fit right in with that group, and it's just a beautiful card. So I'm really happy with the Liam Hendriks over here, and we'll lean him up against the George Brett card. That is solid. All right, then we got these flashback cards that are in here. The Watergate hearings. Interesting. Corey Dickerson and Ryan Presley. I don't know if we have any short prints in here. We can go through here real quick and see. No, they would be cards numbered between 401 and 500. What I like about Heritage, at least this year, is they didn't put all the stars in that series. They did for the last 2 years, which made those series like pretty expensive to be able to collect those. I haven't put together a Heritage set for the last, I'm assuming it would have been actually 2020 and 19 that I'm mentioning. Last year they didn't do that as much either. I haven't been able to put these sets together. I mean, if I had more income and I put a modern set together, it would probably be Heritage. But I don't have that right now. So sticking with what I'm working on and getting heritage every now and then, but not actually putting the sets together. Nick Pavada, Miles Straw. I like how they kind of have similar photographs from those times too, where they don't have the super close-ups. Kyle Lewis. Man, I need to learn more about those Mariners, man. They did a really awesome job the other day. Fremir Vedelas. I don't know why I can't say this right now. I'm really tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. But he's one of their good pitchers. You know, the Astros, I think, are my pick to come out of the American League. They've just been awesome. Nick Goodrum. Tyler Mail. We got an autograph. We got an autograph in this box. We got Rick Monday of the Cubs and A's. That's pretty cool. Rick Monday. Man, what is he famous for? All right, there was someone trying to burn a flag, I think back in probably 76, 77, at Dodger Stadium when he was playing with the Dodgers at that point. What did he do? He ran out after those fans that ran on the field and tried to set the flag on fire and grab the flag. That's what he is noted for all time, is being able to grab that flag. So this is really cool. And he's not really a famous Cub per se, even though he had a pretty good career and played some seasons with the Cubs. He's probably more famous with the A's during the early part of his career. But, man, that is cool. We got an autograph. Heritage autographs are hard to come by, number one, but in a retail box, come on. And I'm actually happier with a retail box getting this than a hobby box, because if I got a Rick Monday at a hobby box as my hit, I've been a little disappointed for the price. But this is really cool. This is the second auto I've ever pulled from a Heritage box. First one being a Tony Oliva card from the 2019 High Series. That is really cool, man. Autograph. Josh Naylor. Guardians. I watched that game yesterday. Oh my God, nobody could score. But I still think Cleveland may have a chance of getting the Yankees. Their bullpen is amazing. Kenley Jansen, now with the Braves. First two packs. Chrome card, red chrome card, and an autograph. I don't think we're going to do much better at this point. Actually, I didn't check this to see if we had any high numbers in here. We should get probably 2 to 3. And we haven't hit the high numbers yet, so we could still get some high numbers. We got an autograph. We got a Liam Hendricks. Man, this is awesome. All right, let's see what else we got. Seth Beer. Martin Maldonado. Justin Verlander. Going to start game 1 for the next series, whoever they advance to play. I think Astros they get Mariners. That would be kind of interesting. Big Verlander fan personally. William Castro. Tyler Wade. Alex Bregman. Joey Barlow, New Age Performers. Kevin Newman. And Lance McCullers. Again, I didn't check to see if we have any high numbers in that little group right there. Let's see if we got anything. No. No, we haven't had any of the high numbers yet. That's okay. This is the first pack we didn't have a hit in there. Oh my God. Let's see what else we got. Will Smith, getting jiggy with it. Carlos Rodon, now a Giant, might opt out of his contract to try and get another contract. Okay, Rodon. Michael Taylor. Hernandez hits deciding hit. That must be Kiki Hernandez when they beat the Rays. We have something over here. We have an upside down. It's a high number. Brendan Rodgers. Ronnie Dawson. My hand number is Dom Nuez. Okay. We'll take a Dom Nuez. Don't really know him personally or even much about him as a player. But high numbers are still high numbers. What else we got? Avisel Garcia and Dansby Swanson, who's a free agent this year. He should be able to get some good money. Man, what a box so far. And we got 4 packs left. I can't imagine there's going to be anything else in here. If it is, it's totally an error that they threw something else big in this box. But who knows? Who knows? It's a good Chicago box. Cub and a White Sox. Giancarlo Stanton. Jose Altuve. Jackson Cowher. Rich Hill. We got a Mike Trout in here when he was a kid. These cards actually made me giggle when I was putting this set together, looking at these old players as their kids. So we got a little Mike Trout. We'll add him in that little pile there. Steven Piscotty. Whoa, we got Wander Franco. I know the base card isn't worth all that much, but hey, I finally was able to open a box where I was able to participate in Wander Mania. See how he does with another full season under his belt. I think he's got all the talent in the world. But clearly was not the best rookie this year. Way to go, Julio. Jose Altuve. Andrew Vaughn. Happy with that one. I don't know if it's an SP in that jersey or not. Nope, just a base. I think it would be an upside down card. And I think the jersey variations, really, really short prints, would be just hobby boxes anyway. All right, see what else we got. We are moving along in this box. Pete Alonso. Really nice season. Let's see how they do later on tonight. I think the game has already started. Pavin Smith. Lars Nootbaar, rookie. One of my favorite names. Ruben Odor. Jordan Montgomery, now with the Cardinals. Jorge Suri. He got traded somewhere. I feel like he was batting for Tampa when I was watching the game yesterday. All right, we got a high series card. We got Jose Peraza with the Mets. I don't even know if he actually even is on that roster anymore. Not really a name I think of with the Mets. But he's a high number. We'll throw it in that group. Nathan Lowe and Jorge Polanco. We got 2 packs yet left. I can't imagine we'll top the first 2 packs. We'll save the Bryce Harper to last because that was a lucky pack before. All right. We've got Charlie Morton on the back. Kyle Seager. Retired. Man, he missed out, didn't he? Whit Merrifield. Joey Wendell. Zach McKinstry. Hey, got Roberto Clemente. Oh, I loved getting this card. I think it was my first Clemente card. I was getting the 1973 Topps version of this card. I know it's not a super short print or anything special. Maybe there's a chrome version of it. I haven't really looked up to see if there is. But it's Clemente, man. I'm going to put him in here. I'm glad they kind of honored him and threw him in the set and didn't throw somebody else in here. That's really cool. Really cool. They were able to get that one. Travis d'Arnaud. Then and now, John Mabry and Joey Gallo. Oh, my God. This is not a cool card. I'm sorry, Topps. Gallo really struggled and John Mabry was okay as a player. I don't know why they picked these 2 players, but they did. They were walk leaders. Ooh, okay. Well, all right. Ferrio Estrada and Charlie Morton. All right, we got 1 pack left, and it's Bryce Harper one more time. Maybe he can hit us 1 more home run on this box, and we'll walk away happy. It'll be a walk-off winner. All right, we got an upside-down card, so we got a high series, so we don't have like a big hit in here, but we got a high series card. Ian Happ, Christian Yelich, Ryan Yarbrough, Eugenio Suarez. All right, batting leaders, Trey Turner and Yua Gurriel. Brandon Marsh. Tommy LaStella High Series card. Well, the Cub fans in the area might like that. I think you saw that he's actually signing autographs at the next Chicago Sports Spectacular as a 2016 World Series hero. I don't know how much he actually played in the 2016 World Series. I have to look it up, but I don't remember him like leaving on good terms from Chicago. I could be wrong about that. All right, we got two cards left. We got Jonathan Diaz, Eric Hosmer. All right, that's great. Well, thank you very much for Robbie for participating and offering this box and this break. It's fantastic. Hope he has luck with the other Heritage box that he has in that box. He bought a big lot of them. He gave me one of them as a gift. I hope he has good luck with this because this is fantastic. Auto and low-numbered chrome card. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to send you some pictures at the end of this video from my experience at the marathon. And we will see you all later this week.